favoring Blue Jays here. So, and obviously, right, some of the tournaments I feel like that Blue Jays are getting involved in maybe aren't on HLTV, but do indeed make their way onto LootBet, so they might have a bit of a better idea and a bit of a better read of how things are going to go down here. But aggressive pistol straight out of the gate. Typos going to find the head of Red Star to open us up. Ral's also going to chime in, so a pretty decisive start here from the LYNGBY Vikings. The rest of the team going to try and make their way over towards B. But the bomb lagging behind, no one's died as yet, so surely these two CTs can just play it safe and wait for some rotations. Meanwhile, the bomb, very unsure of what to do. He's trapped at T-ramp, can't really go anywhere, doesn't know if they're coming behind him, in front of him, what's the deal? Num's going to have to go massive, and he does. Ooh, suddenly, this is spun around into a 3D. How has this gone down? How are we taking down 6 here? What has happened there? Blue Jays just stealing the pistol away.
Absolutely no need to plant the bomb when you have that kind of performance. I mean, it was looking very grim for Blue Jays as the bomb was stuck in T-spawn with the CTs rushing, 3 CTs actually rushing down middle. They do seem to actually get picked off one by one, and at that point the A bomb site was theirs, but there's no need to even take it because the remaining CTs just fall in CT spawned there at the end, and Blue Jays bring us to a 1-0 lead here early on. Buying Mac 10s as well. Certainly going to be building up some bank with that. While LYNGBY Vikings have stacked banana, top banana. They have made their presence known with all those grenades, and seem to be falling back now with only 2 CTs remaining here. And the T's, they don't seem frightened. They seem to be actually going for this push in the long run. And let's see if 2 players will be enough to stop them. Flash going over for Rals. Not really going to be useful, but he knows one is close, so a grenade stack will ensure Rocking's death, and the T push will be happening now shortly.
Yeah, really nice opening stuff. Num also low. The Deagle's surely going to be devastating here. 1 for 1, which means, of course, LYNGBY Vikings will hold on to the man advantage. The rotation's coming in pretty quickly. Blue Jays forcing their way into this B bomb site. Perhaps slightly ill-advised. I guess the rotation's actually it's just the one, so it is a little slow. Another trade coming in. So the CT's at the very least keeping things clean here. Cabby chilling. Edge of the smoke, waiting for the bomb plant to come in. He's going to spot the head. Oh, that is a messy spray down with the Deagle. He will eventually get taken down, but surely has done enough. Dreamer on 50 HP, looking for both at once. It's not going to come. It's so damn close, but LYNGBY Vikings will take it over the line in the end. An AK as well for Typos as he gets the defuse in. So, forced by 1 by the CT side. And Blue Jays, I don't know, man. I feel like, you know, you bait out some of that early utility down banana. You lose the 1 player, and then maybe you just kind of back off, work the A-bomb site instead. I feel like the A-bomb site as well in your anti-force by anti-eco situations is a little easier because it's just slightly more open. You're not going through that 1 choke point. So, yeah, Blue Jays sort of bashing their heads against it, you know?
It certainly is like a better choice, but since the other team knows it's a better choice, then the mind games start coming in, and that is sort of the beauty of how the metagame progresses, I guess, where one play becomes very favored. Oof, that is a very quick succession of kills there. Rockin gets 2 with 1 grenade kill coming in as well, and the B bomb site seems to be open until... Actually, do they even have a smoke? Yes, it is, but it's far behind. Doesn't matter though. Num gets 1, and Typos now in charge of this cross, and the smoke is going to be denying that. Backup not in sight, as Typos seems to be staying on the A bomb site, and it looks like this is going to be a save in the long run.
Yeah, I think so. This is something that Blue Jays as well, they like to do. They like to keep brute forcing things and rely heavily on their firepower, which is maybe why Inferno could turn out to be a tough map. But as we said, LYNGBY Vikings, homework is important, and if they're not ready for it, their CT side economy could escape them for the entire half, particularly with these, you know, 4 spy wars going back and forth. It can be very, very hard to come out on top of that as the CT side. But Blue Jays will indeed go for these sketchy buys. If they can get a couple AKs, they'll go for it. Back it up with some Galils as they did here. And it can be very successful. Particularly, the thing is, it's a team like LYNGBY Vikings are around the same sort of level. Making waves with different methodology, as we mentioned earlier. But all the same, Blue Jays, in terms of the firepower, I think will be able to go tit for tat, as it were. It's not like there's a massive discrepancy in that sense.
Yeah, early on with these force buys, I suppose the counterplay to that would be to just prioritize grenades on the CT side, really force the Ts out with utility, but then on the flip side, you have worst guns. So you're basically committing to being in gunfights with worse guns when you're supposed to be having the lead. And, well, it is a scary prospect. Blue Jays do run away with that one, and looks like in this round the Ts have gone for more apps control. Banana not in the cards yet, but with those two Ts on T ramp, this could be retaken quite easily.
Seems they have taken a kind of leaf out of your book, though. As you see, some early chunk damage coming in onto Rocking and Numb, I would imagine, from early HEs, maybe some sprays through the smokes and whatnot. So
yeah, LYNGBY has been doing some not amazing nade stacks, but they've been doing nade stacks, which I'm so happy that it's come into the meta. It has been an underappreciated set of utility for the longest time, and I guess we can thank Astralis for popularizing that somewhat. A nice flash onto Boiler, and that's exactly what you have to do when you're at a disadvantage in a round. Push, get some map control that you didn't have previously. As the Ts, they do make their way onto long, not going to be going through into Arch as they pick up a kill onto Moto. And the A bomb site is surrounded. One player in pit, one player on site. Let's see what they can do. Rals gets a spray down with the MP9, and Typos really wasting that time in pit very well as he waits for aggression. Zix picks up one for his troubles, and it's somehow become a 2v2. Zix very low HP though. Let's see if Dreamer gets... Yeah, there's the kill that basically closes this round out. There's no kit on Twinks, and though Zix may fall, which he did see his gun barrel, gets him very fast. Cannot get this bomb defused as it's planted 4 apartments, and Dreamer should have quite an easy time dispatching of him.
yeah,
Does in the end.
Indeed. So nothing too crazy. However, all these rounds being kept close, so we talked about the shifts and keeping up financially. It is going to be very, very tough here for both sides, really. LYNGBY having to take an eco, maybe a few upgraded pistols, definitely 2 flashbangs, as we can see. But ultimately, it should be a 4th round for Blue Jays. But if they don't win this one decisively, if they don't win it super cleanly, you know, 4 or 5 players left alive, then it is going to end up costing them in the next rifle round, maybe. So certainly something to consider is how close these rounds are coming early on. But saying that, Blue Jays are possibly about to find themselves some stability and form a bit of a gap. But once again, really good utility usage coming in from LYNGBY Vikings. Rocking is set up on a silver platter there, and there's 3 more players around the corner. This is somewhat dangerous. Another great flash comes in as they find 2. Uh-oh, Sermon, there's no way they lose against USP. Surely not.
That is some very good utility usage. For $400, they got 3 kills in the bag. Red Star trying to get those numbers even again, and, well, those nades are going to hurt us. There's no armor present, but they've done enough. This round has been morally won by LYNGBY Vikings, if anything else, and they could still get the round win in the end. Maybe Cabby wants to, well, Cabby and Rals want to save those AKs, and with 1 more AK down mid, I think it would be wiser to save the 3 AKs instead of going for the retake, especially since they haven't gotten anything early on like this. It really is a time-consuming exercise, retaking A. But they have been making all the footsteps in the world here, and that molly is going to keep them back. The smoke down, extinguishes it, and Dreamer picks up 1. Those guns, yes, 2 AKs will be surviving into the next round. So still a really good performance here from LYNGBY Vikings. And Blue Jays, I hope they don't get used to it being this easy, because next round it's going to get a bit more difficult.
Wild that it comes so costly again, though. Actually, yeah, crazy.
They really should have, I don't know, seen it coming, that they've done like a USP stack on B, but you can never, you know, it's easy for us with X-Ray, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. And again, I just think it's the style of this team where they see the potential, right? They probably recognize the potential that there's a few players there, but they like to scrap, I guess. So, and it does somewhat come back to bite them. Obviously, they win the round, and the T side, thankfully, is a little more forgiving. But as you can see, the likes of Zix, the likes of Num, not very much cash available. So if everyone goes down here, it will be a tough buy into the next. And beautiful stuff from LYNGBY Vikings, picking up 2. As it's all a bit crazy on the edge of the smoke. That AK, of course, that Ral saved in the previous round coming into play. Immediately a 5 versus 3 in the first 30 seconds. So it does indeed seem, you know, you talked about that counterplay, decent utility, aggressing your way into them. And the early rounds are a little tough to deal with, but it does seem LYNGBY Vikings recently, although they've been on weaker weapons, now that they have proper weapons in hand, they're able to utilize their utility expertly, honestly, you know, really catching players off guard.
Flashing yourself onto Banana and retaking it is a lot easier with M4s than USPs, and sure enough, they get a lot more done with it than last time. And Rals also picks up Dreamer, looking very stark for the T's as the bomb also goes down on balcony, and all down to Red Star here, just trying to find one more kill. Gets Typos through the wall as well. Quite a good flick. But he should be going down shortly. And yeah, the T's are going to have to adapt to that Banana retake or early Banana control. Maybe concede it, maybe try to retake it with utility of their own. If they were comfortable picking Inferno into LYNGBY Vikings, I think they should have something up their sleeve. And it takes a few rounds for the alternate plan, the plan B, to come in. What we're seeing right now, I suppose, is more the plan A.
That's certainly something, though. See whether it turns around.
Just a single op on Twinks. We'll be seeing what he does with that. Whereas on the other side, Red Star has an AWP of his own. Opping on T Inferno, a controversial topic, but we'll see if he gets anything done here on mid. He did have the spawn for it, I think. They're not going to give it to him, and yeah. Ooh. Well,
eventually.
That was through, not smoke, but the smoke that happens when you throw a grenade on sandy textures. Anything works, I suppose.
Definitely a weird choice to buy here, I have to say, from the Blue Jays, but working so far. We'll see how it turns out. Solid lack of utility.
And they've left
is something to me that is a bit strange.
They've left the A bomb site completely open as well. This banana push will confirm that nothing is heading B's way. But there's no backup on A. It's so weird that they went for a gamble, missing only one man, but maybe this will work out. The mid push gets them only one kill. Numb with a sick double deagle headshot just completely dominates this round and wins it for them single-handedly, I should say. We'll be going down to Cabby in this lurk position, but the T's should now know that there's maximum one person on A if they all just rush in together, and if they're fast about it, because Cabby might just catch them off guard. Gets both. The bomb is down. Oh, they were too slow to react to the fact that only one person was potentially on A, and the bomb falls on top mid. Dreamer, all down to him. 20 seconds remaining, and this Molotov, well, it will be slowing him down slightly. And with two players shooting at him, that's going to be even tougher for him. 3-4. LYNGBY Vikings playing an excellent game so far.
Yeah, this round was pretty crazy. None with the double in the middle, making it look very, very doable for the Blue Jays, and then whatever the hell that was from Cabot. So smart as well, right? He finds that first frag, and just reading into the fact, you know, while you're saying, okay, now the T's will figure out that there's at least only one person A and whatnot, and he just rushes straight in. Genius stuff from him, as well as, of course, mechanically very, very nice. Just down to the upgraded pistols here on the other side of things. Blue Jays going to try and do a bit of damage, but not looking too likely. Of course, as you saw across the top there, shout out to our primary case partner, Hellcase, Malta V15, the two codes that you can Ooh, employ. Get yourself some refill bonuses, bit of extra cash. Nice double nade coming in once again from the LYNGBY Vikings. Their utility has been absolutely fantastic, and certainly learning from their compatriots, right? They too are a Danish team, if you couldn't tell by the Vikings in their title. And they definitely have, I think, watched a few Astralis VODs, you could say. Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking really good.
Not looking good for them in this round, though. 2 players just sort of stuck in library. Oh, there were smokes all around them. So the exit of library was doable, but the CTs, as you can see on the minimap, very aware of their position, just completely surrounding them. And now that they hear the AWP scope as well, library is no longer theirs. And both players go down eventually. Yeah, now that we've gone past the early game and we're just seeing buy rounds versus buy rounds, I think LYNGBY Vikings are looking much better on those. BLUEJAYS sort of more in the scrappy improv rounds. Those ones seem to be favoring them so far, but they're gonna have to get a few more rounds here on the T side to really stand a chance on the other one, because if LYNGBY Vikings is good on Inferno, they no doubt have a decent T half as well. An aggressive banana
Coming from BLUEJAYS though. Yeah, this is super speedy stuff. Rocking able to come away with 1. Bird from Sky will trade him back. It's crazy times over here on the B1 side though, and Bird from Sky caught with nade in hand in a bit of a questionable spot. Typos in, quick rotation, and seemingly staving off the push here. So good stuff in that sense. Meanwhile, Cabby's still available here on the A-bomb side. Easy frag onto Dreamer, who's not ready for him, thinking he'd maybe rotate across. They thought they'd got the drop on the CTs with the fast play towards A after the fast play towards B. So not quite the case. It is a man advantage for the CT side as the bomb goes down, but still certainly doable here for Red Star and Zix if they play their cards right.
But the positional advantage of still having 1 player in pit that they haven't really taken care of limits BLUEJAYS' mobility significantly, and that molly isn't going to be helping things as well. Typos picks on a flash, and all down to Zix here. Flicks away just at the wrong time, as it tends to happen in CSGO, but yeah, the 2v1 was never going to be winnable with any kind of high percentage rate. In any case, LYNGBY Vikings take the lead, I believe, for the first time in this match. And from the looks of things, they're going to be staying there.
Yeah, they've massively turned it around, and I think this is part of the issue with BLUEJAYS as a squad. It's like, if their firepower doesn't best you, if that doesn't work, then they don't really have very much else left in the playbook, so to speak. So I think it's kind of hard for them, particularly on a map like Inferno, where adaptation and changing things up and different avenues of attack are very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to struggle here.
They had a really good, like, fast banana take. We were completely discombobulated by what was happening there, and well, you can't rush banana every time. LYNGBY Vikings just throw a ton of utility down there, and they're forced to go more in the A direction of things. Ooh, playing very close here, though. Both teams trying to boost each other over the smoke, and Red Star comes out on top.
That's hilarious. Oh, this is not so funny. Rawls and Typos holding things down. Could be an absolute bloodbath here. All 4 players coming around the corner. The spray down is not quite there for Rawls. Could have had all of them, but not going to be the case. Look how low these HP bars, though. They're Red Star on 1 HP. Zix on 30, so not much better for him.
Yeah, they all have red pants right now. This is not looking good for them at all. And with all the CTs around the A-bomb site as well, and the bomb going down, this is surely not going to go their way unless Dreamer can pull something off. But his position was, I suppose, known from apps, and the BLUEJAYS do fall in the end. Good loss bonus on their side so far. They will be having a little bit of an easier time buying against LYNGBY Vikings. Not this round, though. It looks like they're going to be going for maybe a half buy. Something with deagles. Certainly a useful weapon on Inferno in a pinch.
I mean, you'd hope, but these are another squad that love a Love a force buy. It seems they're going to go with something smart, though. I think the issue that
Like
they have at the moment, one of the issues that they have, one of the issues that they have at the moment is the fact that they're not getting bomb plants, right? So I feel like they're kind of dropping a bit too much cash and not really getting a return for that investment. So it is, as you mentioned, the loss burner stacked up and everything like that, but they don't have the bomb plants to coincide with that. So it's making life a little harder with the idea of a continuous buy coming in from the T side.
And this timeout was presumably taken by the Blue Jays to figure out a response. Maybe not for this round, but for the next gun round, we'll see if they switch anything up, if they go perhaps very aggressive on middle or something of that nature, where LYNGBY Vikings wouldn't be expecting them. In any case, Deagle buy with some minor utility on the Blue Jays, and an AWP on Twinks. You never like to have an AWP in these kinds of rounds, as you can get swarmed fairly quickly, or just one-tapped if you're standing in a predictable position. Or through the smoke, as it were. Numb and Zix pretty low already. But the T's haven't really made any kind of advancement on the map. They have taken middle, but Apartments is not theirs, Banana is not theirs. Dreamer as well goes down by Twinks. And it looks like this is going to be a late Banana take with a very telegraphed, many footsteps, a flash as well. Going to be heading toward that B bomb site, and one player... No, he won't be rotating. He's going to stay in library, and this take is on its way. Growls on quad. Birdfonsky gets one. And the T's are just sort of trapped here. Not even a bomb plant is going to be coming in, all things considered. Growls picks up both in the end. Just, we mentioned him in the pregame. A very important player to come online for the team. And he does seem to be coming online, as it were.
Yeah, super clean stuff. Eco frags, but you know, got to be comfortable in those situations where pressure is on. Pistols coming at you is often where a lot of players, can, you know, swing out a bit too wide or miss the key shot, and the round turns for the worst. So it is good to see that he's nice and cool once again. Very nice utility usage to continue the chip damage. And chunk damage in a lot of places, I have to say. You know, normally we see some nades coming in and maybe it scathes 10 to 20 HP. But really good timing, really good placement means that LYNGBY Vikings are getting a good 40 to 50 damage pretty consistently, which obviously makes life so much easier. It's really good to see. They're often softening up the Blue Jays and...
Yeah, that's how...
making them shake ever so slightly, I suppose. Like, early on in the round, it's... bit hard for the Blue Jays to find any kind of a leg up.
That's how you win percentage-based Counter-Strike. If the other guy has less HP than you, you're going to kill him more times than not. So, very simple math, but very hard to sort of put it into practice. It really does take a lot of coordination, and, well, that doesn't help that the LYNGBY Vikings seem to be good at aiming through smokes as well. Doing some very well-timed pre-fires. As the T's seem to be executing onto the A-bomb site. One player in Apartments and 4 CTs waiting for them at the moment. The advance should come in shortly. Red Star dies from short, and no ground one on that back at all. Twix gets one as well. Cabby with the double. Yeah, LYNGBY Vikings just giving it to them. They're Blue Jays. They haven't punched in the bomb plant code in ages.
Yeah, which is somewhat worrying, right? It's like the score is somewhat deceiving. 8-4 doesn't look terrible, but it was the fact that it was what, like 7 in a row, I think. Right?
Yeah, it was 4-1 at one point, so that's probably, yeah. There you go. And as you could see, not many bomb plants in there as well. They will be going for a bit of a faster execute here as grenades rain down on them. Num goes down, Dreamer gets chunk damaged. And we find ourselves in a 3v3 in the end here. Quite a good take from the Blue Jays, as a bomb plant will finally be going down. But look at that, Zix just planting the bomb, he isn't safe. He gets taken down a little bit, while Rexstar and Rocking are low as well, with full HP on LYNGBY Vikings for now. And with plenty of utility left, they can sort of take anything they want. The world is their oyster. As they come in through the CT smoke, Zix gets one and Rexstar the other. Just couldn't capitalize on those kills in the end. All the utility in the world can't help you if you don't hit the shots in the end, I suppose.
Yeah, that's kind of where the flashes and things come into play. I feel like there wasn't much of a presence in that sense. I don't know why Twinks on the AWP is going by himself with the pistol out, right? I don't think he wins a fight there very often, so it seemed very dispersed from LYNGBY Vikings. Very desperate kind of attempt at the retake, and may well in the back of their minds wanted to save, but we've got cash, we might as well go for it, right?
Of course.
So yeah, I don't even think they were convinced of their retake there, but we'll see. There's still a chance to come back here. Like I say, buy available. Banana control secured early on. Blue Jays not going anywhere near that anymore. There was no one there at all to contest them, so they can leave one player here with the AWP as you see, and then rotate two back towards the A bomb site. So pretty nice setup for LYNGBY Vikings to begin with, and Blue Jays once again very little map control gained early on.
Yeah, I've seen this movie before, and it usually ends with Blue Jays going down with about 1 or 2 players remaining on the A bomb site. This is going to be a difficult take. They've attempted it several times, and LYNGBY always seem to be keeping one in pit and like 1 to 2 on site with an extra library or Arches player over there to help out. But it looks like they'll be falling back a little bit. All the utility in the world thrown toward B, with a little bit left over so that they can continue. I mean, thrown on A with a little bit left over to take the B bomb site. And Twinks gets flashed here. He will be calling for backup as the molly delays, but they seem to be running through the molly anyway. You're gonna have to hit a few shots here. Twinks misses the first one, goes into quad, and Cabby saves him for now. We'll be seeing if he gets any more on the cross here, as Twinks burns actually, so couldn't do that. Zix with a kill as well. In the 3v4, if they didn't go last time, they surely won't be going now.
Yeah, absolutely. Cold save comes in, and Blue Jays have solidly done it here. 2 in a row, keeping things close. This is kind of part of the issue, of course, of taking a while to get their feet off the ground on that CT side, although they did get 7 in a row. Because it was already 4-1, Blue Jays are still kind of hot on their heels as soon as they're able to get a read and work their way back. And they look to bring it as close as, damn it, 7, of course, the best that Blue Jays can hope for. But LYNGBY Vikings, I think, were pretty content, pretty set on hitting double digits, and now that is somewhat under threat. We'll see how things pan out here, but Blue Jays definitely looking good in the past couple.
Yeah, as I said before, though, LYNGBY Vikings, if they're good on Inferno, as HLTV would suggest, this is one of their best maps, if not the best. They should have a solid T half as well. Not many teams can just prioritize CT with not many tactics on the T side. And while Blue Jays is going to need every round they can get, if they can get to 7, that would be lovely for them. But for now, we'll see if they can even do it. Early banana aggression seems to be possible now, as no grenades or mollies rain in on them. Num gets 1. Ral's going down early. That's certainly going to be bad for LYNGBY Vikings. And it looks like they'll be aggressing onto these two as well. A counter aggression comes in from Bertfromsky. Num picks up his 3rd kill this round. He has just shut down the banana retake, and maybe they've caught on to the fact that they like retaking a little bit late. They do head on over to A, but the CT seem to be ahead of them on their plan. Cabby doesn't get anything done though on the defense, and it's all down to Twinks with being able to deny the bomb plant. No, just a half a second too late. And he seems to be in a dire position as we end the half at 8-7. Blue Jays, I would say they had a nice little comeback there at the end. It was looking very grim for a while, though.
Yeah, some incredibly dominant stuff, right, from the LYNGBY Vikings. Although, to be fair, towards the end it was dominant for Blue Jays, so swings and roundabouts, I suppose. However, while you were chatting there, I did take a quick little look, and as the odds may well suggest as we move into this second half, LYNGBY Vikings tend to pick up more of their rounds on the T side. So, as you have highlighted, right, if you are comfortable on Inferno, you've got to have the T side prepared. And from the utility usage that we've already seen, I think they are indeed going to be impressive here. So we'll see how it goes. Individuals across the board, as you can see, from Dreamer's one taps are pretty solid from Blue Jays, so could be hard to deal with in that sense. But frag return, Dreamer left on 15. He's having a bit of assistance come his way as well, but it does seem LYNGBY Vikings are actually going to come out on top of that exchange. And with that, they very, very rightly read that the B-bomb site is somewhat vulnerable. Only one player here, and with the utility coming in, Zix is not going to be able to find anything. He just has to wait for his teammates, even the flash over the top to just seal the deal, so he can't get aggressive through the smoke. He just has to sit and wait, maybe go for a bit of a spam based off of the sound. Nothing coming for him, however. There is a kit available for rocking. The 4v4 against a Molotov and one flash remaining. This is going to be really tough for Blue Jays with their HPs as well, so an unenviable position right now for the CTs.
And the retake flash coming in for construction with all 4 CTs going down now. Yeah. Well played from LYNGBY Vikings. We did see the exact same pistol start as in the previous half. Just aggression into second mid from apps. Didn't work out quite as it did last time, though. LYNGBY Vikings taking B pretty handily, and the CT retake just couldn't even start. They retook construction faster than they could start the retake. So this is going to be pretty scary for Blue Jays coming in, as they do opt for the same strategy as LYNGBY did previously, a B stack, and the Vikings just sort of hanging back, waiting for any aggression to come in, maybe a grenade stack of some kind, but Blue Jays won't be giving it to them, just sort of sitting on that bomb site. If they go A, you can just save the Deagles into the next round. They have armor, they have helmets. All of those are transferable, and well, a nice sort of kill from rocking, but it won't be doing much for them in the long run, I think, unless it scares them off. It scared the Tias off completely, and they're going toward the stack. A stack of armored Deagles. Let's see how this one pans out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is about to be a bloodbath. Nice stuff coming in from Dreamer. Early pickup. They turn to deal with him and walk straight into the meat grinder. Not a single frag coming back in for the LYNGBY Vikings. And yeah, get rid of the rifles. Get rid of the rifles. Trying to make the best of a bad situation. But yeah, not a single frag for the T's. And like you said, they walk straight into it. That's just unfortunate. Yeah. And the crossfire absolutely deadly with the one player up high on second oranges, I believe, and then of course the one player at the CT boost. Like, they're so distracted, too many players, not enough guns to work with, really, not enough bodies to work with for the LYNGBY Vikings. So certainly got a feel for them there. Didn't really do anything wrong, just kind of guessed the wrong place, I guess.
Yeah, your first words were uh-oh, and that just sums it up perfectly. Like, the kind of unfortunate situations you can find yourself in CS sometimes when, because you're playing with imperfect information. Imperfect information games usually do contain some amount of variance in that respect. And the LYNGBY Vikings will be finding themselves on a Deagle armor by this time, spending all their money. However, unlike the Blue Jays, they don't have the luxury of stacking a bomb site and waiting for the CTs to run into them. And at this point, perhaps a B rush would be more advisable than A, as less players are present. And that flash, that rare utility that they could use, not really catching anyone off guard, and Rals picks one up on the other side. Doesn't draw any attention away from A, though, so that's a little bit disappointing for them. Unless There was a B split all along.
It looks like it. First line of defense. Ready here, trying to get some pre-fire in. Not going to work for him. The Deeg spam from Typhos is strong. Almost good for 2. Runs out of ammo, unfortunately. But more and more damage being done, keeping them at bay. There's rocking over here on the B-bomb site, but all he has is a Mac 10, so he needs a bit of assistance. The kill's kind of coming through. It's Rawls, though. You have pointed him out many, many times, and rightfully so. He brings it down to a 2 versus 1 with Dreamer being flanked out. I don't think he's going to be expecting Cabby. The bomb has gone down under his nose, and all Rawls has to do is play the time. Just play it safe, edging towards his teammate, clearing out construction so they know exactly where he's coming from. They've seen him get frags over at CT, so the only place he can be coming from is indeed B main, and a nice off angle for Rawls to find the 4K. There you have it. LYNGBY Vikings bringing one back, and it seems we are having a repeat of the first half here with the back and forth force buy situation. Blue Jays, though, may well look to just go for a half. Nah, never mind. They're going to go all in once again. So,
as we like
we'll
to
see
see
who comes out on top.
But Rouse, the 2 important kills he got there at the end, they were both with the Galil, which I believe was saved from the previous round. As you said, get rid of the guns, get rid of the guns. That was one more gun he should have gotten rid of there, because if that Galil doesn't find its way into Rouse's hands, we may be looking at a completely different round here. He was in a duel with someone in CT, had a deagle other than the Galil. Just, you know, with a deagle, you don't necessarily catch that kill as many times, in a way. And it does seem they'll be going toward the A bomb site. This time the CT's playing a little bit more aggressive, as they are on inferior weaponry. And LYNGBY Vikings playing steady, playing slow. Just trying to bait out the last pieces of utility. And do a fine job with double peeking the one player on boost, but the CTs find 2 kills in quick succession. And now the B push is looking like their best option. A 2v1 on just this bomb site. Rocking gets the first, knows all he has to do is fall back just a little bit, maybe deny the bomb plant if he's lucky. But waiting for the retake here should be the better option, as both teams seem to be going down now, and Blue Jays, a masterful round, and back and forth we go.
It continues. A pretty flawless one there for the Blue Jays, though. So certainly looking up in that sense, and building up a good bit of cash very, very quickly. So I suppose, unlike previous times, they should be able to hold off
Definitely
another loss. I mean, we'll see here. It does seem they're kind of spreading things out, and the money now doesn't look as good, of course. But this is wild and very, very hard to call between these 2 teams who's going to end up taking things. I feel like Blue Jays as a squad, though, from what we've seen, really thrive in all this chaos. They like the rounds where they maybe have a bit more license to take some risks because they have lesser weaponry. And they seem to really perform well when that's the case. Meanwhile, LYNGBY Vikings, they like their utility. We've talked about it all game. And if you've not got it readily available, you don't have the weapons to back it up, it can be very, very difficult to actually break into a bomb site just off the nades alone.
And as well, I predict the Blue Jays will be winning this back and forth war eventually. But then LYNGBY Vikings will be coming back once the proper rounds start. At least that's what happened last half. And since that's what we have to go on, I'll stick my prediction in that direction. As we see quite a slow round here from LYNGBY Vikings, just taking control of apartments. Dreamer up close, though, that is dangerous. Not sure for who, as the fight can go either way at this distance with a P250. We'll be seeing a smoke, probably a flash as well toward A. T's taking long as well as short, so it is a 2-pronged attack. Dreamer, however, gets Rals. Birdfomsky gets numb as well. And now Dreamer here from Pit and Red Star from Graveyard gonna have it all to do. Red Star only gets 1. Dreamer one as well, and all he has to do is hide. He saw the bomb down, but he goes for the aggressive pick, and gets Birdfomsky there in the end as well. Zix coming in a bit late, but he wasn't even needed as cavalry. Dreamer just got everything under control, you know.
Yeah, looking good from the pit position. Absolutely loving it over there. As you can see here on the replay, really solid stuff. They even the scoreline up with that round as well, so confidence at an all-time high. And I believe, yeah, indeed, we are going to see mostly an eco coming in. There might be some upgraded pistols to back up this tiny bit of utility they bought up. I mean, they have to have utility in every round. It's in their contracts, I guess.
Yeah, two flashes.
Vikings even, you know, we'll see what they can get done with it, though.
We've seen two flashes get 3 kills before, so anything is possible. But this is going to be a quick execute toward B, and all the players are concentrated here in CT. Rocking with a nice triple spray down, and Dreamer gets the other one some other place. But it was looking scary a little bit, as even though you have 2 players on B, only Rocking here could hold it, could hold CT. And because they don't know, no one was Banana. So if Rocking goes down there, maybe only picking up 1 before he dies, the T's suddenly have an M4 and potentially 2 entrances to come into the B bomb site with, which the other Blue Jays player has to like look out for. And yeah, just the aim duels don't go their way though, as they did have more limited firepower. Meanwhile here, the Banana is very under control of the Vikings, with that grenade doing quite a bit of damage.
Seems Blue Jays know their stuff as well. Getting some nice nades of their own. We'll see where it goes here. The flash is coming over the top, of course. Very solid stuff from LYNGBY Vikings. Return flash is pretty decent. Zix somehow not traded yet. Picks up a second as well. Can he get more? No. The fact that he stays alive so long, here we are, has bought time for the rotation. The quick rotation from Red Star. Able to find a frag through that smoke. And now a 3 versus 2 as the bomb goes down. There's a kit available. There's a low HP Red Star. A lot of utility to play with as well. So this should certainly be doable, I would think, for the CT side. Time will tell. Cabby in an aggressive spot. Not blinded at all, but the jumping MP9. Perfect stuff from Gnome, and now all onto Twinks. Holding things down. Flash in hand comes through. Looking for all 3 here. He misses a second shot, and you can't be missing any in a situation like that. It will be Blue Jays getting the 12th round on the board. Over the line. Nice and clean. And looking solid here, looking really, really solid on their CT side. And I think this is maybe where things are starting to unravel ever so slightly. LYNGBY Vikings perhaps relying too much on their utility and need to look more inwardly towards those individuals. Maybe send Rals to just go crazy and open a bomb site. Blue Jays, meanwhile, relying on the individuals very, very heavily, and pretty much everybody across the board here seems to be performing well. Or if that's not the case, we have the likes of Dreamer, we have the likes of Zix in the previous round to find those big individual moments.
And with 2 AWPs aiding them, this should be quite a doable round. I mean, look at the weaponry on LYNGBY Vikings. Only Deagles. Rals can't go very wild or be himself, as it were, with just a Galil present. However, the T's do seem to be going in 1 by 1, and Zix and Rocking do still have like a crossfire going on between them, as that position hasn't really been smoked. It's smoked a bit late, but the quad position is also smoked a little bit, so a lot of playroom around there, and in the end we do find ourselves in a 2v2, somewhat confusingly, as an AWP on the T side pretty much assures victory, because they don't have enough utility to get rid of all of these positions. As I say that, he was flashable in that position. Typo's the only one left. They know his position. All he has to do is stall for enough time. The bomb isn't very deep down yet. Dreamer does pick him up in the end, but plenty of time to defuse that bomb. It was unfortunate that the Opper here at Dark went down as early as he did, because if he managed to hang on for just, you know, went away as soon as the flash popped and not gone for the shot, or uncrouched very fast or something. If they were both still alive at the back bomb site, there's like another angle the Opera can take, set up for another tripwire shot. The CTs didn't have enough utility to get rid of him, and it would have spelled victory surely, but Blue Jays do come out on top with a double op setup once more.
Yeah, and this is something more here. Vikings not able to get through it. Having to deal with the double AWP setup is going to be really hard. They need to crack the nut quickly because the map is coming to a close here with 13 rounds currently for Blue Jays. Typos goes down in the end, actually. The nades finishing him off. He was tagged up, I guess, through the smoke maybe, and then tried to run in. That was their attempt at a crazy play, an aggressive play, and it just doesn't work at all. He goes down. No one on the Blue Jays side takes any damage, so really clean opener coming in. They're going to be solidly confident in that, and now they move across towards the B-bomb site. I suppose the one thing here, Sermon, is it is rocking by himself, but we've seen how good the retakes have been from Blue Jays, particularly when they have a man advantage, so it should still be okay. There's a rotation coming in. I'm not a massive fan of that. Rushing through the smoke, don't think it's really required. You've got the man advantage, just hold on to it. The round should come nice and easy. I don't know, he might just have thrown the round up in the air, so to speak. We'll see whether LYNGBY Vikings can capitalize on a questionable push.
Well, the smokes seem to be doing most of the job for them, as they do hold the CTs back. Wells gets picked off from boost, and looks like Twinks is going to have a lot to do here. Gets 2 kills. And the Blue Jays, maybe they should just save at this point, because an AWP is still in their hands. They do get 1 frag, but with the Cabby and Bird still on Banana, a good after plant position, as they can just spam the smoke. Smokes aren't walls. And Blue Jays do end up saving this as the bomb goes off. Not had many bomb explosions this game.
That's very true, actually. That is very true. A little odd to hear. Yeah, I don't know, man. Imagine. Rocking still alive there. Twinks doesn't get into that position because the CTs have control of it.
Mm-hmm. A little bit more time wasted. Maybe
yeah,
he just takes a few more pot shots through the smoke with the op, gets lucky. That was all possible. Drawing out utility early as they realize there's a threat. It was certainly a misplay on their part. Now we're going to be seeing Banana control going to the T's early on. Not that that means anything, as Blue Jays can retake later if they wish. Rocking, though, on an off angle with the op. See if he can get this pick. The tension is building. Ral's going to be going for this peek as soon as someone flashes him in. And the flash comes in. Does not get the cross, and cross is smoked as well, so the B-bomb site is in control of the LYNGBY Vikings. Especially with Cabby getting the kill onto CT. Maybe now is an appropriate time for Rocking to push the smoke, but he will not be doing that, as 2 AWPs on the Blue Jays side. One of them gets switched out, as an AWP is not a very good weapon to have in a retake scenario.
more utility coming their way, though. Just keeping them at bay here, and it's not looking too good. I like the idea of the booster coming in. It's being watched, but Dreamer actually wins the fight, so this could make the decision for them. They'll continue to push forwards. Typos playing anti-flash and solidly able to pick up two. A bit of help from Bird from Sky in at Banana as well. Not happening, and they're going to try and drop the AWP. They will do so indeed. He gets one, but not before they're able to trade him out. 12th round coming through for LYNGBY Vikings as they seem towards the tail end of the game here, Sermon, to be picking up a bit of momentum. Looking good. Looking very good indeed. And they've also broken the economy. So this next rifle round, not this one, but the next rifle round is going to be a very, very big crunch time for Blue Jays. They've got to get it on the board because LYNGBY Vikings might be able to just steal things towards the tail end.
And on that retake in the previous round, just, you hate those kills that give you hope that you can just keep going with the take. Blue Jays were going to be saving, but instead they all fall in the end because they gained the man advantage and, well, pushing a smoke with 1T on both sides. Not going to be working out most of the time. Red Star gets the nice Deagle headshot there. Those never happen when I'm playing. I don't understand why. But as we see the man advantage still on LYNGBY Vikings side, especially with Birdfomsky getting the kill onto Zix and rocking with only Dreamer left alive. The lone P250.
P250 in a dream.
Knows there's someone
this as well. Yeah.
Knows there's someone down in T-Apps. Not sure where he's gone off to, and obviously he could be camping any angle, but spots the gun barrel. This is a guaranteed kill and a guaranteed save of an AK. Goes for the Neon Rider skin. I personally prefer the other one, but to each his own. As he does make some steps in apartments, though, this may be dangerous. And it is.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what...
found that frag. It would have been a pretty nice round for Blue Jays in the end. So kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. They would have done some eco damage, which... Although, yeah, there's 6k on Cabby right now. 5k on Bird. They do seem to be balling out of control economically for now. Like Twinks already has an AWP and has pretty much enough money to buy another one on top of that. So it's safe to say LYNGBY Vikings won't be missing out on that many buy rounds for the remainder of this half, or this game rather. As my prediction comes to pass, Blue Jays win the early back and forths, and LYNGBY Vikings get them in the long stretch toward the end. Getting it a bit close though with 13 points on both teams.
Yeah, I'm not said and done quite yet, but it definitely does beg the question for LYNGBY Vikings to not get caught up in that back and forth, force buying and whatnot. Maybe just make the smarter economic choices and save yourself a round or two. Maybe if you do have to take the double eco, it's somewhat harsh, but go for the cleanest rifle buy possible rather than trying to focus. If you're not the best Deagle players, if you're not the best high octane, you know, full speed kind of team, then just go for the rifle rounds. There's no need to take those risks.
Yeah, it definitely pays to play to your strengths rather than to play what is quote-unquote correct. But the thing is, every Counter-Strike player thinks they're the best Deagle player in the world, so saying these players might, you know, have to check their egos a little bit, I don't think that's in the contract. Ooh, Rocking, though, gets traded there by a molly. Gets a nice kill to the smoke just before that. And Banana...
I always say those 1-for-1s for the CT side as well, not as hot, so...
No, definitely puts them at a disadvantage. And they're sticking with this Banana control. Numb with a nice angle here. Not sure if they're going to be giving them any kills, though. Ralphs? Looks like he's trying to open it up, but the bomb is heading towards second mid, so... Oh, wow. Numb picks up both. What a beast.
That's really good stuff. Great timing, great position as well for him to work with, right? A little bit of an off angle. So well done. And like you say, the bomb not with them there, so I'm not quite sure what the logic is. Distractionary play, maybe? I mean, you've already kind of softened up the defense on one of the bomb sites. Maybe they were unsure whether they just left one on B and not rotated across. Regardless, the hit going to come in here. Unsuccessful, of course, 2 for 1. And that will mean Blue Jays come away with the 14th. And without the bomb plant, the money not quite there for LYNGBY Vikings. So I feel like Blue Jays might just be able to hit 15. And at the very best, LYNGBY will have to look for overtime. Okay, they're going to go for it, though. It seems they... Okay, I was going to say maybe able to spread the wealth. I don't know. Twink, sorry, going straight in for the AWP, and then we don't see a single AK. So...
Although... The MAC-10, it's pretty useful on Inferno, all things considered. You can make something happen there toward apps. It doesn't seem to be going for that, but Birdfomsky shows us you don't need anything better than Galil to get things started. Gets the opening kill, and this is looking like a great start for the T's. With a man advantage, which means even more on the T side, as we all know. The bomb, though, not completely certain where it wants to go yet. Appears to be going toward A, but we'll see if A just gets like a little bit of a distraction play going on toward that, and then they all rotate back toward B. We've seen it before.
Yeah, would make sense. But Maybe they're confident in themselves. Maybe they're reading into the fact that, you know, last round they split the defense and it went 2-2. But this time, oh no, they're going to walk straight into Dreamer. Off angle, absolutely solid. Finds a double spray down. Two players still sticking around. One in a very sneaky spot here at Graveyard, but Cabby with a quick reaction to take him down. Zix has to stay alive and he can't. 1 versus 1. Cabby going to go for a very open plant here. Absolutely love this. He's just really not sure where Rocking is coming from. AWP can't afford to miss a shot. And as the smoke dissipates, well, Cabby is going to a bit more of an idea that perhaps he's coming from short. But really smart wrap. Love this from Rocking, clearing all his angles. Going to come out from Library, but that's bought time for Cabby to move into pit, which is the perfect position. With where he's planted the bomb, he can just play nice and safe. Maybe take the odd jiggle. And he's going to hear the steps, of course, as well. Rocking swapped across to the AK, but he's just jumping in like a madman. Cabby knows exactly where he is, and Rocking has no clue where Cabby is. So, not looking too good. He tries to take the AWP and run, but it's not going to work. Cabby goes down to the bomb.
He could have survived.
14-14.
Cabby really could have survived in the corner there if he ran straight at it. But we have this this reflex, I suppose, as CS players, to just run towards the nearest corpse. And well, the nearest corpse was the one he recently killed. Rocking, doing a little bit of a too long rotate there. I think time was in his favor, and he wasted that completely. He wasn't sure though that the other guy went for an open plant. Regardless, the mid push comes in and the round is over. Thanks for watching. LYNGBY Vikings just mow down the Blue Jays, rushing down mid. With Zix trying to make up for the difference, unsuccessfully though. And this is going to be a bit of a slower round now, just trying to find everyone else. Spam all the smokes, make sure no one's hiding in there. Cabby picks up the last. With the Blue Jays now chasing overtime with very underwhelming money.
Yeah, this is going to be very tough indeed. It's only the 1 round, so it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility, but the buy, like you say, is terrible, to be honest. There's no way of beating around this proverbial bush.
And the Vikings know this as well, so they're probably going to be playing a little bit more slowly. I'm not sure, but it does seem to be common if your opponent is, your opponent is low on money. You don't give them the opportunities to kill you early, as they do pair up and go to open up the B bomb site where 4 players reside currently, and they don't get sprint down. They do. Rouse gets a double. Red Star with 1 as well. And LYNGBY Vikings are left shaking as they have to push back toward A. Both Blue Jays players looking like they're going to be rotating as well, and Rocking going to be relaying the information now. They're coming to A, guys. Does some not chip damage, but big damage, I suppose, onto Cabby, who goes down with an AK headshot in the end anyway. And I think we're going to overtime. This is not looking good for Typos.
Yeah, would need a hell of a clutch here. Both coming in from short. Molly in over there, going to clear his angles. Great one here to try and find Bo. Oh, so close. Red Star left on 12 HP, but he is able to take it over the line. And indeed, the overtime required. 15-15 coming in. We thought this was going to be a close one. It was very back and forth in some scenarios. It was a string of rounds going both ways. Blue Jays seemingly effective at the start of the half, able to break economies very well. LYNGBY, meanwhile, when they had all the cash available, looked like the cleaner side, but neither one able to take it over in regulation. So, overtime to decide things.
Yeah, LYNGBY Vikings in this round just trying to go into B without throwing the proper utility in beforehand, not trying to telegraph their move in any way, as they were afraid that if your enemy is on low utility, on low weaponry and low utility, they basically have to rotate fast. So if you telegraph your attack, you're going to be at a disadvantage, but running in naked, not going to be the best either. And we're going to be going into this first round of overtime, which should favor the LYNGBY Vikings if we look at today's results, but we'll see either way. Early nade damage. Whew, Birdfonsky goes very low. A double nade setup on Blue Jays as well. They're going to be holding those angles. But with all the utility in the world, LYNGBY Vikings can't get rid of them. Yeah, the op shot doesn't even go off, and they know there's an opper in pit. Num very close in middle, in the middle of the A bomb site rather, goes down. Typo's just here to spam at the smoke, and well, Dreamer, smokes aren't walls. You can't hide forever. LYNGBY Vikings taking this A bomb site, and surely the Blue Jays cannot retake this one, especially since they bought double AWP. Their economy is going to be... Oh no, they started with 16k money. Okay, so their economy is going to be fine after all. Maybe not going for the save anyway. As exiting long seems to be a very difficult prospect. Twinks and Cavi just getting kills at the same time, very coordinated. And Twinks picks up the last as well. 16-15. LYNGBY Vikings off to a good start. Let's see if Blue Jays can get a bit of a scrappy victory here to not get completely dominated on this half of overtime.
Well, certainly not the best start. As I think you are kind of alluding to, Blue Jays will indeed need something else. Help them figure things out. I don't know. It seemed like they had the setup, they had the read and whatnot. They just got really caught off guard. Maybe comms getting in there. You know, we saw Num and everything in on the site, just completely unaware that there was a player right next to him. So very crazy and hard to keep up with, I guess, for the Blue Jays. I think LYNGBY Vikings going to be a little bit annoyed at themselves as well. They have kind of been the better team. It's like Blue Jays have taken the cheap shots, won the cheeky rounds. When it comes down to structure and kind of impressing us with their utility usage, LYNGBY Vikings have definitely looked better in that sense. No offense to the Blue Jays, but...
Oh no, they've had some good nades of their own.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But LYNGBY Vikings, maybe some stuff that we don't see as often, and maybe, you know, some slightly deeper workings into Inferno, whereas Blue Jays scratch the surface structurally and utility-wise. However, individually, as we've said across the board, look a bit more consistent at holding bomb sites down.
And the Vikings also going for some very well-timed retakes at crucial moments of rounds. Underappreciated sort of skill to have, I suppose, as a team. And Long has been conceded to the terrorist. Typo's just running around with a knife, catching Rocking off guard as well, who gets a double, almost a triple there at the end. But the man advantage is sacrificed, as only 2 T players remain. And Zix, he's ready here with utility. He's heard footsteps near him. He's not sure why they've stopped. But this kill is going to be in the bag. They do not expect him on quad. Zix with a sick double frag.
Yeah, just like that. Blue Jays kind of coming in with a dominant one of their own, really turning things around quick. As you see, so they will look to try and find themselves maybe one more. I don't know. It feels like both these teams have been pretty solid on the CT side in regulation, so I feel like our friends, the LYNGBY Vikings, would be pretty happy to come away with the advantage no matter how slim. See whether they're able to do that. The ball back in their court, I suppose, coming into this final round of the first half. Certainly concerned for Blue Jays. A lot of pressure in Banana early on. Meanwhile, Blue Jays are letting them hold it quite easily. We'll see the utility coming in, return utility over the top. Nice boost up. It's pretty successful so far. They need to deal with him quickly. What are we doing? Why are we getting nades out? If one player's peeking, needs to be a bit coordinated, a bit more coordinated rather than that. Nonetheless, they come away even, get the bomb down. You have a few players that are tagged up here, but it should certainly be doable. Not secured just yet though. Blue Jays looking to make their way back in, and none of these A players have had their utility baited out or taken away, so a lot to work with in that sense. Beautiful flashbang. Red Star gonna run straight in. Gnome on the edge of the smoke though, gets sprayed down. The smoke in the middle of the site has kind of created a bit of a mess, and leaving it in a disadvantaged situation. They line up for Typhos, but Red Star too fast for it. Dreamer, is he able to take him down on the bomb? His Red Star knife is out, and the slash lands. 17th round for LYNGBY Vikings. A crazy end to sum up, of course, this crazy game. We do have another half of overtime, by the way. It's not over just yet, but my goodness, it is really coming to a head here.
Yeah, this was... The Blue Jays had all the advantages they could want, really. Well, not the man advantage, but they had a lot of utility, while LYNGBY Vikings had just zero holding on to that bomb site. And while the Blue Jays, they do use the utility, they do come in, they just get picked off, like, seemingly at random. And that one fight that happened toward construction, especially, because the CT is lined up for the Blue Jays player quite nicely. If that goes Blue Jays' way, that is catastrophic, and we're looking at a completely different scoreline here. But in this round, they do take banana control early on. CT's not quite giving it up yet, though. They will be retaking with a flash soon, probably. And even more Molotovs come out as Burmowski gets the kill onto Banana. Zix gets Rawls, though. But Banana certainly in the Vikings' control now. As I say that, Red Star sprays through the smoke and gets a kill, and now Twinks is on the off angle with an AWP. Certainly picks up one more, especially now that he saw the foot, sees the bomb as well, calls for backup. And we'll probably be delaying them a little bit more from quad, and this flash as well may slow things down significantly. As he gives away his position with the Molotov chunk damage, and, well, the bomb site is in control of the Blue Jays. With a man advantage as well. This is looking grim for LYNGBY Vikings so far.
Great angle here for Red Star as well. Easily able to pick up Typhos. 1v3 on the cards for Cabby. They do have the cash available, so might as well give it a bash. Why not? You never know. Finds the first. Relatively easy as well, still quite healthy, but he peeks out straight into the AWP, and Num does not miss. Playing pretty damn well on that AWP. Nothing too flashy, but pretty consistent, I would say. Nonetheless, it's Blue Jays to pick up the first round, and the T side as well, looking good early on. Really nice take onto that B bomb site. The LYNGBY Vikings, kind of unfortunate, gambled the wrong way once again. And Twink's not able to get quite enough done. He does a bit of work, but not enough in the end.
But with a tight scoreline in overtime, you do love it that you're only going to be playing CT from now on. It is a side that they've shown great prowess on, and that's an example. Twix and Typos both pick up one as it becomes a 5v3 now. Pretty early in the round, early aggression paying off nicely. With not only smaller player numbers, but none of the utility has really been, utilized before it went down with the dead players. And, well, you're going to have to be working with what you have. The CTs here on B still having plenty to delay them if they wish. So the exchange is going to be happening pretty damn soon. None of the CTs peeking out on the obvious angles, obviously just waiting for the take. But in front of the smoke, though, maybe they won't be expecting that. Will they clear Rowls on boost? Absolutely not. He gets a kill, falls back successfully. And this bomb will be going down, but a 2v5 retake, very hard to mess up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like it's all good as well, right? Where you can kind of look to bomb denial and regulation as being a major part of keeping the economy under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Who really cares in overtime? You might as well just go for the clean retakes, like you say. And this one should certainly be doable. A tag and a frag coming in. Another kill for Zix. So not the cleanest of entrances. I think they needed to wait slightly for these guys over at B main, but it doesn't matter in the end. Typos able to pick up the double, easy as you like. 18th secured, at the very least, second overtime. Map point coming in, of course. Just the best of one here to remind you guys. It has, been quite a while since we talked about it. And the winner of this game will be going on to play up against Alternate Attacks. That game on the B stream already finishing. And then Budapest 5 will be in the elimination best of 3. So the loser of this one will be facing off against Budapest 5. So not over yet. It's been a bit of a grueling opening for these two teams. And they do have their work cut out further down the line.
Just going to be very intimidating for the LYNGBY Vikings now. I have a feeling they don't perform well under these pressuring close rounds. The Blue Jays do, however, and we may be seeing a double overtime here. Knock on wood, but we'll see if they can pull it off. And nothing really happening here at the start, just utility exchanges all over the map, getting that util down to something more manageable. While Banana stays in the CT's control, Rals knows that's a long distant memory now as he falls back and the T's have control of Banana, making all the footsteps in the world, gonna be trying to push this smoke. Bertfomsky does as well, and picks up one, and the T's cower behind the smoke in the end.
Oh my God.
Going for some ballsy plays there as well, but Bertfomsky picks him up, and all down to Rouse. They know his position, they spray him down, and it's a 3v3. The retake, possible, but not probable. They are at least coming from two different directions here. Typos on Banana, as we will be seeing Dark mollied, and maybe a peek from Typos, as they don't expect him to come out, and he does get the kill as well. Dreamer picks up one for his troubles, two. And a bit of a shaky aim from Red Star, but a 2v1, we're seeing double overtime.
We are indeed. Nothing Twinks could do there. Honestly, nice of him to even get one, but the second overtime required here between LYNGBY Vikings and Blue Jays. Very difficult to call, very difficult to know who's going to come out on top, but we'll see. Obviously, a bit more time required, as you can see all the scores and whatnot here. Something that, with our clean feed, can be a little difficult to mention from time to time, but all the same, Bird from Sky looking pretty good on the 30 frags. Red Star, I guess, is his counterpart on the opposite side of things with 29. So, but pretty much everybody fragging well. I feel like Rocking, maybe not having 20 frags when you get into the overtime is a little here nor there, but he also has the most deaths on the server, so that's never really a good sign, right? Mm-hmm. But other than that, everybody else seems to be playing very, very well.
Yeah, Ral's on 12 assists, which is pretty unheard of, I think. Double-digit assists with 28 frags as well. This is just, he's been playing so well this game, and in previous games as well, if you've ever watched this team. And yeah, no player really underperforming here. Num and Rocking, I mean, we've seen Num get some pretty high impact kills, which does, you know, bode confidence. Rocking, I can't really think of much that he's done lately. I think he had the AWP at some point, but he should have the opportunity to get it this overtime as well. We will be playing 6 more rounds, 3 in this configuration, and then swapping sides after the 3, since someone in chat earlier asked how does overtime work. They do get $16,000, so there will be spending sprees. Double ops are an option, especially for the CTs who don't have to worry about economy later on. They don't have to save if they're in a pinch. They can just go for every single round and still have money left over. As we see an aggressive mid pick again. Not going to be finding anything. And Banana still in control of the CTs.
Yeah, something they did really well in regulation on their CT side back then, and it seems to kind of be the case once again. I feel like Blue Jays just not really contesting it, as you can see by the utility that they've used. At most, you know, 2 flashes, maybe a flash from Molly, and then quite catch it. Now another smoke coming in alongside a frag, but not used that much utility. Opting to go for a later take into Banana. I kind of like that as well, particularly once they've weakened up the A-bomb site itself. Yeah,
and if LYNGBY Vikings are going to be using their utility early, so much the better. Blue Jays doing the exact thing they should be doing in this situation. Which for now, I guess they're going to be going toward the A-bomb site. Unless Twinks can retake this somewhat. Except Cabby, his teammate behind him goes down and he can't hit the flick onto Boiler. 2 players still alive for the CTs who, well, Rels does pick up one. Keeps boosting those stats. But surely this Bertlansky can't do anything here. Just even though he knows one player is graveyards, the frag grenade is all he can do. And Rels just continues to impress, in my opinion. Even though it was a meaningless kill and he does, you know, go down anyway. The crispiness just never stops with this man.
Certainly seems that way. Blue Jays finding their feet here. Somewhat worrying for LYNGBY Vikings. Particularly, you have to feel, right, a double overtime to open things up, and then, as I've said, you know, you drop down, you play up against Budapest 5, which is nothing to shake a stick at. Certainly, they are a formidable opponent. After having had a double overtime with your tournament life on the line in that BO3, an unenviable position that both of these teams are going to find themselves in. But it would be nice to just have a bit of a sigh of relief that your next best of 3 is not quite as pressured, I guess, if you win this. So,
especially since
something in the back of their mind.
The other match is already concluded, so those players are resting right now while these still have to keep playing. It is somewhat of an advantage if you come in, you know, not straight out of a best of 1. Maybe it's a good warm-up game for them, but I'm sure they'd like to have a stretch and a nice drink before playing the other round, the other map rather.
Yeah, I think so, right? And they're kind of going to be forced in ever so slightly to you know, speed things along. We have a schedule and all that good stuff, so yeah, definitely going to be a bit fatiguing, I think.
Oof, that wallbang narrowly missing. Gave him a piercing with that shot. As the T's do make their way onto long, 4 of them. Num getting a crisp headshot there into pit. How is that possible? Gets another opening as well, and they know the location of the last remaining CT. Typos does seem to solid snake it a little bit, changing positions smartly, and while he does allow Bertfromsky to come in and help out in the end, so masterfully played defense there, even though Num gets those sick 2 entries. Sometimes you need more than that, I suppose.
I feel like Blue Jays should have converted a little more there. Beautiful. Love to see that.
Love to see it in slow motion.
I feel like that's kind of the issue, though, right? With going in with the pace, it can be pretty effective if you do enough damage, but there's always that one guy that maybe you've not quite clocked, you don't quite know his position, or you've not cleared out enough angles, so it's like can't tunnel into that one. They have to check the whole site. There could also be a guy in pit still, like they're sort of swinging everywhere and just not really sure where to look. Roll's gonna find 2 here through the smoke. And LYNGBY Vikings seem to have got a bit of energy back, a bit of mojo back here. Blue Jays looking really good opening, you know, obviously bringing us to the second overtime, opening up with the round. And now LYNGBY Vikings are the ones kind of pulling things back and really turning it around. Towards the end of the first half, there's still a bit more time to go in our second bout of overtime. But looking much, much cleaner here, which is very worrisome for Blue Jays.
A clear path toward the B bomb site, but it looks like they won't be taking advantage of that as Twinks just gets him through the smoke as well. And yeah, this round is over for Zix. He obviously can't solo ace this one. Not unless LYNGBY Vikings just give him the round on a silver platter. Does all the right things though, checks every corner, but you can't help but being exposed to too many corners when you're, you know, limited on time, 28 seconds. Gets the first, expects the other one in pit as well, which is correct. But with making footsteps, he's going to be playing ring around DeRozan, and there Cabby knows the game well. Gets LYNGBY Vikings onto 20 rounds, with Blue Jays going to have to win 2 on the next half of overtime to win. If my math is correct, which it rarely is. No, it's 19 plus 6. No, help me out here.
What takes over the line here? I think it's 22, right?
Yeah, 22. Okay.
Yeah, and then 21 apiece.
Caster
This is
math
where it
is hard.
starts getting difficult. All these overtimes. But no, I can't recall the last time I went over 2 though, so who knows? Maybe the curse is to be broken, and I've just jinxed it somewhat.
You always jinx it when you say, "I think I've jinxed it." That's I found that that's sort of the trigger word for, you know, luck.
Well,
Obviously, scientific analysis there. As we expect to see the Lyngby Vikings getting something done, but Numb here with a nice angle. Ooh, just narrowly misses, and he's in an exposed position now. Cabby, though, can't correct his aim fast enough, and Red Star gets one at Arch as well. This is going terribly for the Lyngby Vikings. With a man down, and Dreamer in pit. Although they do bring it to a 3v3. 2 very low players. Typo's, in fact, on 1 HP. That molly might get him if it spreads.
I mean, if you'll pardon the pun, certainly playing with fire there to not, you know, push his whole way in, it's the only descriptor I can think of. Oh, the touchdown nade. Yep, nothing he could do about that one. And yeah, indeed, that's the bomb dropped in such an awkward spot now. 2v2 with a quick wrap in from Zix coming in from above that I don't think they're quite going to expect. And he doesn't know it, but he has pretty good sightlines on the bomb. We'll hear the footsteps, easy pickup. And now on to Twinks, who's not ready for rocking. Very well played as Blue Jays get their 20th.
These rounds are getting scrappier and scrappier, and I think it favors the Blue Jays, honestly, to play at this kind of pace. With the double ops, though, maybe we'll be seeing them going for something aggressive. Maybe they'll just split them on both bomb sides, who knows. As Lyngby Vikings prepare to take this half to the finish, hopefully. Banana control going the way of the T's once more, as the CTs are just waiting on an off angle with this AWP. And after a flash happens, he will certainly have to hit that shot. Okay, so they are pre-nading coffins, which won't hit anyone. Always love to see that when it works out, though. The airstrikes working well in Danish CS. Especially.
Sure. Always satisfying to watch, I think. But like you say, no payout this time, so that's somewhat sad. They're trying to go for this boost angle once again. Got flashed off this last time and weren't able to find anything with it. Don't think they're going to find anything with it this time either, primarily because the bomb seems to be shaping up towards A.
Yeah, with 38 seconds remaining, are they going to send a player toward A with all these smokes going down, or are they going to keep double stacking Banana? Red Star completely isolated here in Library, makes his presence known as Dreamer and Numb are holding from 1 box each. Red Star gets 2 through the smoke with the off. You can't stop this man. Bertfromsky gets a nice headshot from Apps, but does go down in the end to Zix. Whew. Those 2 kills from Library were completely unexpected.
Yeah, a little crazy, spamming away. Kind of a bit of luck, but I guess you create your own luck in a situation like that. Makes all the difference. Here we go. Lyngby Vikings once again. Everything on the line. Going to try and go for some aggression, which is uncharacteristic for them. That is for sure. Big nade damage coming in as they will charge up middle. A missed shot from Red Star. He's not able to make it away either. Great little flash to fully capitalize. Meanwhile, this time, the boost pays off. Beautiful stuff. Cabby, meanwhile, trying to track down Dreamer. It's a crazy round. Lyngby Vikings, this is not what they normally do. Like I said, we'll see whether it works out for them, but this could be very risky and very, very messy in the 4v4.
Yeah, Dreamer doesn't know it, but he's in grave danger here as one player is pretty close to the smoke. Cabby does fall back a little bit, though, so... he's just waiting for maybe another indication that there's someone in that area where he can pre-fire when he goes out. If he goes out blind, he's as good as dead. And we'll be seeing a bit of a take here, and the two T's go down left and right as Blue Jays seem to be securing this best of one completely. As Typos goes down as well. Rawls, best player on the server in my opinion, but a 1v4 may be a little bit of too tall order for him. Blue Jays probably going to be winning this game and going up against alternate attacks in the next match.